Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. I am on the second to last Inktober prompt. It's so exciting. I know it's not the correct day, because it's only the 26th. But I had a plan from the beginning of Inktober, a plan to actually finish all 31 drawings, prompt or no. I decided to use the prompt because I always think it's more fun. But I went to the Inktober retreat the third week, which was last week. And so my plan was live stream at my normal 2 times a week live stream windows, 6 of the prompts. And then for that 1 week that I was on the retreat, get all the prompts in the middle done, which I did. Yes! So I'll actually, because I just got back on Saturday, so I spent a whole week drawing like crazy, just drawing like mad for Inktober. I did about 4 to 5 drawings per day, which is just huge for me. I know for other artists it's, that's just par for the course, but for me that's really hard, so it was really good practice. So I'm going to go through all of the ones that I've done so far. Oh, it looks like my sound might be a little bit too loud. Let me turn it down. Okay, so the very first one I did, which was on live stream here on Twitch, was Gargoyle. Here's another Twitch one, Scurry. And then the second week of Twitch streaming for me, day 3, was Bat. And then the 4th live streamed one, Scallop. So here begins the 25 drawings that I did on the Inktober retreat. This one's Flame. I'll hold them up a little closer too so you can see a little more detail. This one took me about 2 hours, so I spent even longer than I've been spending on my live streams, and I realized there was no way I'd be able to get 25 drawings done if I was spending 2 hours each. So I decided to keep it about an hour. I found that I could get them done within 45 minutes if I was really focused, so I aimed for 45 minutes, but it took between 45 and maybe an hour and a half, depending on which prompt. So here's day 6 Bouquet. Of course, I wrote day 6, but it wasn't actually day 6. This was the first of like 4 drawings I did on a single day. Here's Trip. And Match. It's kind of hard to grab the pages. Number 9 is Nest. And here's Crabby. And I kept my griffin theme, so all of these have a griffin somewhere in them. So this one, the griffin was extremely far away and tiny. So for eagle, it's as close as you can get, and all it is the eye. Okay, let's see. Okay. This is Forget. This was one of the few ones where it was like mostly black and using white to add definition. Here's Kind. I'm really happy with this one. And let's make sure I didn't forget. Empty. This is one I finished at the end of the day. I was so tired and I was like, I'm gonna make it really easy. So, Empty. Let's see, so Empty. Here's Armadillo. This is one of my favorite ones that I did. I really like how the wings turned out on the armadillo. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to make it look like wings, but I feel like I did. Here's Fowl. It's a rooster with a cat griffin. And so at one point I have to skip to later in the sketchbook. Looks like not yet. This is another one of my faves, Salty. I was talking to my retreat mates and we were talking about what we're going to do for Salty. And I was like, I'll just do saltine crackers, whatever comes to my head first. So there we have a parrot griffin with a bunch of saltine crackers. Here's Scrape. Having a little scrape in the air, a battle. And here's Ponytail. Really simple. Some of these I just went simple because I was trying to get the drawings done in my time limit. Here's Bluff. Thanks to Google for helping me figure it out because I was like, I don't know what to do for this one. So I just searched it and the first thing that came up was pictures of people playing poker. Okay, so this is where I need to skip because I had reserved pages to finish 2017 and I never did. So I just used them for this year instead. So that's why here's 2018. Let's skip through 2018. Still going through 2018. Let's see, is that the first one? Nope. Oh, I think here it is. Okay. So here is day 21, Bad Dog. This I based on my memory of my pigeon Sora. I didn't look at a picture, but she's been very aggressive ever since she started laying eggs. So I'm getting used to her. Like, when they seem angry, the mouth gets open a little bit and little hisses come out. So that's what I imagined with this one. This Bad Dog. And she's like, get away from me. Here's day 22, Heist. Ooh. A little money flying away. 23, Booger. So this one was based on a photo of Sora. The photo I took of her before I left for the retreat. I just took a picture of all my pets so that I could look at a recent picture of them when I was missing them. But note that there was not actually a big booger coming out. This was my addition. Otherwise, it's based on her, but no, you know, I wouldn't take a picture of her if she was this sick. So next is Fairy. I knew there were hummingbirds called fairy something hummingbird, so I googled it, and that's why it's Fairy, because this is a purple-crowned fairy hummingbird with a chipmunk that I just sort of made up. This I looked at reference. This one I was like, I just add it on the bottom, and it'll be good enough from imagination. Here's Tempting. So this is my favorite Cinnaholic. Cinnaholic cinnamon rolls. So this is basically me. I'm looking for cinnamon. Of course, I had one this weekend. I couldn't draw this and then not have one. Cinnamon roll. Here's day 26, Ego. This is another one where I was getting really tired. It was the end of the day, so I just did something simple. These are quotes from Freud about the id, the ego, and the superego that I got off of Wikipedia just to add some interest to the background and make it about ego. Here's day 27, Snack. This was actually based on the sandwich that I've been calling her Retreat Mom, that she made for the hike we did that day for me. Day 28, Camping. And this is getting toward the end. And this is the last one I did at the retreat. Day 29. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It was hilarious because when I looked for cake dropping photos, the majority of the good ones were from weddings, which makes sense because when else would you be taking a bunch of pictures, high quality pictures of someone messing with a cake? So there's all these great pictures. This part is actually based on a bride caught, mid-reach trying to save the top layer of her cake. And yeah, I don't imagine that it was saved, but it was excellent reference. So yeah, and I made the tail fuzzy, like when a cat gets surprised and the tail gets all fuzzy. So, because that's what I would imagine if I was dropping a cake. I would get a big, that big shock of maybe fear or surprise or something, and it just sizzles through your body. That's what I was imagining here. So we're now on day 30, which is Gear. So let me set this off to the side. Oh, I've gotta do it a different way so that the prompt is still visible, but it's kind of out of my way. Oh, I know. I'll put it on this side. Haha. Yes. There. So if anybody pops in, they'll see this and maybe get an idea of what we're doing. If you're hearing any sighing or little tapping noises, that's my dog Aoife. She was exploring and now she's gone back to her bed and curled up. I'm gonna have the last little sip of my yummy coconut milk nog espresso drink. Yum, so delicious. Okay, so, there's something else to show you from the retreat. Well, there were several things. Two things. So one, look at this cool pen holder that one of the retreat owners 3D printed for me. It is so perfect for organizing these kind of fine liner pens that have the numbered sizes and you have a whole bunch of them so that you can keep them in order and easily see the size. So put that right there. Haha. Then, sort of related to that, I had to get a different pen for my large brush pen. So I've had this kit that I've been using the whole time, including these, and then this stuff. So like 3 erasers, a mechanical pencil, 0.5 lead, 3 black brush pens, 2 white brush pens, and 3 Jelly Roll white gel pens. Well, at the retreat, I lost my big one of the brush pens. So I got this one out. It's really similar. It's not the same. It's a different brand, but it's very, very similar. So, because I've done all the drawings with the same items, so I really wanted to finish it off with the same. But it's been really hard with this only medium size to try to fill in large areas when I want to, so I decided to just get a replacement for that one. So that's another change to my supply kit. The other thing I wanted to show, just a little, I'll show it off, I guess. At the end of the retreat, we all got a certificate of attendance signed by Jake Parker and has my name on it and everything, and has the this cute dog picture was on all the retreat t-shirts and stuff. So yeah, just wanted to show that off. It was a really fun experience. I would definitely do it again. Okay, so I spent 15 minutes going over stuff. So let's get drawing because I would like to get this done. So actually that's perfect because I know I can get them done in 45 minutes. Actually, I'm going to move this over here because it's easier to pull it out instead of hitting this. So I will put this here actually. Haha, yes. There, nice. Got my setup all good. Or in fact, I will move this over and then that way you guys can see what I'm working with a little bit better. Okay, so what I was saying was I know I can get this done in 45 minutes because I did it a whole bunch of times last week. So it's perfect timing. Something cool I've been doing. My sister gave me a suggestion when I was like, I want more action in my, not necessarily action, but I want my images to be a little more dynamic and have like movement, even if the character isn't moving, it's just like more exciting instead of like really square and blocky and just standing still and like, whatever. Like, I guess I could show you an example of what I'm talking about. My very first one this year, I did Gargoyle, and so it's so static. And it makes sense because it's Gargoyle. So this one, I don't mind it because gargoyles are stone, I don't know what you would call it, an edifice? An addition to a building that serves a specific purpose, and it's made out of stone and all this stuff. So it makes sense that it was very still and straight and all that stuff. But this one, scurry, has that same sort of quality, even though scurry is a very active word. And so I was thinking about that. And so the suggestion that she gave me was, how about do a gesture sketch without even looking at the prompt, just doing a sketch to just get some motion onto the page. So that's what I've actually been doing with all of the drawings ever since, pretty much. I mean, there might have been a couple where I just was trying to hurry, and so I did what came into my head without doing this, but I'd say like at least 95% of the drawings. So like there might be one or two that I didn't do that for, but so like I just did one here, not thinking about it, just sort of like filling the space with lines. And so we've got gear, and what I was thinking of was a gryphon, like super burdened with a whole bunch of, say, like camping gear or something. And in order to get it done in 45 minutes, I have to just go with my first idea. So I'm going to go with it. So now that I have got this sketch, so maybe this shape could be like a huge backpack. So I'm going to sort of make it look more backpack-ish. And then so the straps are like this. And so this is shoulder. It's got to be a shoulder for it to be a backpack. And we'll have with traveling this past week to New York and back, I have a lot of experience hefting a big bag, so I gotta have those hands up there to help support the weight. So there's the gryphon's hand holding the strap. Let's fold it up a bit. And then the wings, how are we going to do the wings? I guess the wings will come out like this, out from under the strap. Sort of curve back in. And then, so this line is going like this. So I'll have the gryphon's neck sort of heaving, trying to heave the great weight of this gear, camping gear. Here's the chest, and it curves in. And then we'll have the legs sort of sitting down. So there's a thigh and the calf, and then the foot. And here's a toe, and another toe, and another toe. How about make it a bobcat? Make it a little bobcat tail. Or maybe, yeah, it's a bobcat. Because I couldn't quickly see a nice way to do the tail, so we'll just do a little bobtail. Then we'll do another hand here, just to show that there is another one. And so we've got this, here's the straps. Backpack, just huge, massive backpack, way too big, way too big. And the wing is sort of reaching out too. And I'll give it kind of cartoony, straining eyes. And just a kind of generic raptor beak. I'm trying to save time, so I'm not gonna look up an actual I mean, it's way cooler. I prefer being able to have the time to look up an actual bird because pretty much every bird species has a completely different looking beak. But for me, for this Inktober, the point is not so much about making illustrations and specific or characters design or anything like that. It's more about drawing, getting drawings done, working on coming up with ideas and composition and making things without thinking too much about them and just getting on with it. Okay, so I'm gonna have the other leg going down. So that they're slightly different. I don't want them to both be exactly the same. Here's the ankle. Some claws coming out. Ah, I made the lead way too long. That was something interesting from my Inktober trip. Of all the things I packed, and I have an overweight bag and everything, I forgot to pack lead for my pencil. And then the little corner drugstore or whatever that was the most convenient place to get some lead didn't actually have refills, so I had to buy a whole pencil kit. So now I've got a couple more pencils, and I got 0.9 because I don't think I have very many, if any, 0.9 pencils. So I'm like, at least that's different. That's something different. So it's not like I'm buying some pencils and I already have 1,000 of them at home, and so it just feels like a waste to buy more, but I have no choice kind of thing. Okay, I'm gonna get the other wing up here. Regardless of whether that's realistically where it would be, I just want to show that there's the other wing. Let's put a big handle here. There's usually a big handle to pick up the bag on the top of any backpack. And what else? Let's have some like pots and pans hanging down to show that it's camping gear. It's like strapped on somehow. We'll do like a spoon. And how about some tongs? Yeah. For grilling over the campfire. And then we'll just add like another, like a big pocket bulging. Who knows what in here? It's just some sort of camping gear, because it's gear. Let's see, what else? So we've got something going on here with this shape. I don't know what. Maybe showing, I'm not sure how well it will work, but maybe I could show some breath coming out. So maybe it's like cold. Showing that this gryphon is really working. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Good enough. Not messing around too much. Just want to finish the drawings. I think that's something that's held me back in the past from actually finishing, is that I'm so concerned about making it as perfect as possible, and having the goal of just finishing is kind of liberating. Okay, so I'm going to start with these lines. I'm using the smallest brush pen that I chose for my kit. Brush pens are the best for doing feathers. They're so good. And I don't know, maybe not if you want to get really realistic, but if you just want to give the idea of feathers, go for a brush pen. Making thicker lines on the bottom halves to help give it a sense of gravity. And I'm not too worried about this one because I'm just going to fill it completely in with black. I had to turn my hands around to make sure I did them the correct way. The pinky goes in when you're reaching up like that. Okay, this part is kind of confusing looking, so I'm trying to make sure what I'm doing. Okay, there's the neck. And the backpack strap. And we'll get the wing coming out. something that I've gotten from doing so many gryphon drawings is that they might not be totally anatomically correct, but I've gotten a lot better at just being able to draw something that is recognizable pretty instantly as a wing. So like, it'll probably have way too many feathers and too many rows of feathers and whatever, but like, it looks like a wing. For something like this, that's all I really want. So here I'm going to show that the feathers are overlapping, but then here the body's going to be overlapping the feathers. So showing how the wing is curving around behind. Okay, anything else on the gryphon? Well, here's this wing, which I'll also just make completely black to show how far away it is. Okay, so remembering what I was doing here, I've got this strap. Backpack goes over here. Here's the top part of the bag. Comes all the way down here, and here's this part. Curves back up because it's bulging with stuff. Here I wanted to show, either make it black or maybe some hatching just to show that it's bulging so much that it doesn't close all the way. Here's these pans. So here's these hooks that I created. Camping pans. I'll show that this spoon is on top, so I'll draw the spoon next. And here's the tongs. And so this camping gear makes me hungry. There, now I can finish the pan. Bring the outside part of the bag down, and then here's this big pocket on the side. Also totally packed with stuff. And then the rest of the bag comes down like this. I just want to show how the straps are attached. Give them some thickness too. Okay, I think I got all the lines here. So now I've got these lines coming out to show breadth, so I'm just going to do some light, like little that's good for now. Put that back in there, and where is my, oh shoot. I'm gonna have to put my Be Right Back sticker up because I packed my eraser that I want to use in a different container, and it's upstairs. So I'll be right back. You'll probably hear the dogs getting up and seeing why they're locked in here alone. back. Oh, it looks like the dogs didn't care that much. Oh, the chappy just did a little stretch. This is the eraser I wanted, but also, I forgot about this. Drawing so much during the retreat, my pen, I mean, you can still sort of see how it's really red right there, but my pen rest finger was getting super raw. So also at that corner drugstore, I bought this roll of self-adhesive like medical tape, and it worked perfectly to just protect my finger from drawing so much. Like, I don't think I drew this style drawing that much like in school when, yeah, I might have been drawing for 6 hours, but it would be like big sweeping motions with 18 by 24 or larger canvas or whatever. So the routine? Yeah, I guess routine. The routine that I built up during the retreat was, as you've seen so far, ink, do just like the first layer of inking. Not any details yet, or no big refinements. And then erase with this eraser. And I used to be super careful about it and like tapping. But I realized with this smooth paper, which is awesome for inking, you don't really need to worry about that. It's still gentler on your paper than plastic erasers or other not moldable erasers. So I like to use this first to get most of the stuff off. And also for like craftsmanship type cleanup. So like over here where there's just graphite from the side of my hand that's been smudged lightly on other areas. So just use it to clean up the whole page and do the first round of erasing. And it does lighten the ink a little bit. I mean, pretty much anything will if you erase. But since I've only done the very basic first round inking, you can't really tell by the end because I'll add so much stuff on top of it. You just gotta keep molding it a bit, and it is starting to get, oh well, maybe it's because it's cold. It got cold here. It's interesting, when I left it was like 70-degree days, like it wasn't getting cold at all, and I was like, it's never ending summer, I'm tired of it. Then I went to New York and it was autumny, so perfect, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to come back to Boise and it's gonna be never-ending summer again. But no, it's like I brought the weather with me, and it's been autumny, rainy, chilly, and all the beautiful leaves is like my exact favorite weather. So yeah, this is kind of stiff, and I bet it's because it's colder. All right, that's good enough. I'll put this away. Okay. Now for another round of erasing, but I'm going to use this Sumo Grip. I don't know what it just says retractable eraser. I don't know if it's plastic or, I mean, it's probably plastic. Most, come on out. Most of these style erasers are some sort of plastic. There we go. The only thing I don't like about it is I like to tap it back in at the end so that it's nice and, you know, this doesn't get caught on something or whatever. But if I tap it back in, it gets so stuck in there, and like you saw, I have to keep working it to get it out. Okay, so I'm going to work my way from, what is this, right to left? Because I'm left-handed. So that I can always see what I'm erasing and not covering it up with my hand. Just try to get everything that I missed with the kneaded eraser. Only on time. 20 minutes left. Yeah, I can do this. Done it before. All last week. And just to be sure, I'm gonna wipe the side of my hand where there was all that graphite on my pants. Clean it up. So that now that I'm erasing, I don't want to get it back on there just because my hand is dirty. That's good enough. Okay, and the arm and this top part of the backpack. Other arm, wing. I'm mostly gonna be filling that in, but I don't want any little stray graphite sticking out or anything that won't get covered. And these breath clouds. Yeah, cool. I love that gesture drawing idea. And I had seen other, I think I said this in the last time I streamed, but I'd seen other artists, illustrators specifically, at that children's book conference that I went to. One of the illustrators who was a speaker showed us his process, and he listens to a song and like dances to it and gets in the groove, and then he makes those gesture drawings, and then he turns the gesture drawings into something. And I was like, yeah, I've just recently seen that being done by a pro, like in the place that I am working towards, like being a published illustrator. So yeah, I really like this. I'm going to incorporate it into my normal illustration process at the beginning when I do my thumbnail sketches, so that I could get more interesting thumbnail sketches too, so that my final piece will be more interesting as well. Okay, so I'm just swiping these eraser shavings into the trash. Okay, I think I got them all. I gotta bring the trash can up here to get these. Okay. Now I will just give it a look over to make sure there's nothing, no really obvious graphite that I've, oh, yep, there's a little one, so I'll just use a smaller click eraser to get those things. And it doesn't look like there's too much, so this will be my last round of erasing, especially because I only have 15 minutes if I want to finish this within my normal stream window. Okay. Okay. That's good. Swipe these ones into the trash. Yeah, now just do some additions and refinement of these lines and be done. Okay, so let's use this replacement black ink large brush pen. to fill in the areas that I definitely want to just be completely black. So that's this wing back here. I'm trying to be careful so that I don't mess with the lines for like the backpack or whatever. And then I wanted to do the same with this leg. Go nice and slow so that I can fill it in evenly. And going over it a little bit in any areas that look kind of light. I wonder if this ink bleeds through, because this is a different ink than not really. Nice. Okay, so this, let's just do this all black inside of this backpack where the top is can't connect with the side because it's too full. And where else we could do the same thing on this side pouch. Oh, and the nostril. Okay, maybe I'll do a little where the strap is coming over the shoulder. And I think I'll do some here where the wing is curving back behind the body. Just going to do this whole thing. Okay, I think that's good for the large pen. I think now is good for not brush pen, but the precision of a liner pen. Find the wings a little bit. guess I'll do the same sort of shape here on the outside. So let's fill that in with the size 1. This is the graphic Sakura Pigma, and I've got the microns and the graphic. And so to make it transition a little better, add some hatching. And we'll bring some up like this too. It helps show that they're curving in like this so that there would be shadow underneath. And we'll do a little bit here because it's closer to the body, so probably more shadow here. But I don't want to go crazy with it either, so we'll stop there. Here the wing I think would be casting some shadow on the body. So do a little bit on the body as well. And then here I'll do curved lines to help give some three-dimensionality to the arm. Here where the thumb is going under the strap. So that would be more in shadow too. Let's do this to show the strap's three-dimensionality as well. Here where this top strap is casting a shadow. Right here, see how this curve is like so perfect with the handle? I don't actually want that, so I'm going to put a little white to make the handle look like it sticks out. With these gel pens, if possible, I like to tap rather than drag it across the page, because if you drag it, the ball tends to make a little trench in the white ink. But if you tap, it'll have a more what's the word, even coverage, or yeah, I think even is the word. There. So let that dry. Keep working on some hatching just to give more dimension to the character. And I'm no expert in gryphon anatomy, but I feel like there would be a little line here showing the thigh muscle bulging out. It's always best to just move your page around to get these kind of lines done evenly and consistently. If you don't move them, if you don't move it around, then it could be really hard for your hand to do the motion that it needs to do to get the result you want, and then you'll have a disappointing result. I've learned that through a long time of working with these kind of pens and doing this kind of line drawing and everything. So yeah, I recommend being able to move your page. Okay, colored in the claws. So actually with this wing, you know, I'm just sort of imagining as just kind of maybe the sun is up kind of thing. Not, I mean, but that's different, whatever. I'm not getting too particular about it, but I think that most of the body would be filled in with shadow because of the way the wing is. So I'm just going to keep adding that in. What's cool with hatching is it doesn't have to be perfect. It really works as long as you're consistent. Just be consistent with it and it'll work out. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we'll do a little bit coming out from under here. Use this teeny tiny one to put little tiny hatch lines under the eye to make it feel more round and also to show that how bird eyes generally stick out. So there'd be a shadow underneath there. Okay, so this ink is getting dry. I'm going to put another coat on. So it's sort of melding with the black ink below. So but it only works if you let it dry a bit. If you don't let it dry, then it'll just keep melding and melding and melding. Okay, to help the wing stand out from the backpack, I'm going to, I'll use my medium one, I'm afraid. I'm going to use my medium brush, not the large brush, to just make the lines a little thicker. Okay, now I've done that, go back to my, this 05 is pretty good size. I use it a lot. In fact, it's pretty dry. It's getting close to time to retire it and get a new one. That's good. And then I'll just fill this in because it's kind of distracting right there. Okay, so I'm gonna do some hatching on the bag, give it three-dimensionality, and also show light and shadow. I'm thinking about whether I want to color that in or what, because it's supposed to be like a snap or something, but if I make it black, it'll bring a lot of attention over here, and it's not that important, so I think I'll just leave it. Try to show the pan's roundness. I've never drawn a pan like this. It's just from my memory or imagination, so who knows how effective it'll be, but I'll have to figure out how to draw a pan properly sometime. Yeah, this lower part of the bag I think would be really shady. Not in a shady way. In a shadowy way? That sounds worse. It would be in shade. Yeah, I could do a little bit more on here. And a little bit up here too. Exie, hello! Great to see you! Wow, I'm almost done, so must be really late over there. How are you? I'm so glad you were able to make it, because you've seen all my other ones, I think. Inktober drawings that I live streamed. Okay, so I think the white ink is dry here, so I'm gonna refine the black ink around it again. I think that's good. Yep. Okay, so I've got this really big thick line here to help differentiate this from this. So I don't want that to be the only place that there's a big thick line like that. So I'm gonna go, what will I use? I'll use the, whoa, I'll knock all my pens out. That's what I'll do. Okay, back in there, pens. How was my Inktober retreat? Oh, it was so good. I got the 25 drawings done. Yay, that was my goal, to do 25 drawings on the retreat. And I still had time to go on 2 hikes and all the awesome nature areas in that part of New York. You're all right? Yay! I'm so glad to hear it. How are you? I am good too. I'm feeling so excited because I've never finished Inktober before. I knocked my prompt list over, but look, I only have these 2. Haha! Gear and farm. So today I'm doing gear. I've never finished 31 drawings for Inktober. Never finished Inktober. I'm gonna be able to do it this time. It's so exciting. So yeah, I'm doing great. So we're all great here. Yes! Today is a great day. Oh yeah, that's so much better to balance this big thick line with some more lines over here. I'm not gonna do thick lines over here because of this misty, cold air thing that I've got going on. I think maybe I'll do a little bit thicker lines on the bottom here to also kind of suggest the paw pads on the bottom of the foot. And then I need a smaller pen to transition smoothly into a smaller line. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, with the Inktober retreat, I really recommend it. If they do it again, I would recommend anybody, because, I don't know, we had a really great group of people, So that helped too. Like everybody was friendly, but everybody sort of allowed each other to be themselves kind of thing. So it wasn't, there were no times when it was hard to get along with someone or anything like that, you know. It was just like we were a lot of different people, but we were all there for one thing, so we got along really well. We were all there to do Inktober. Okay, so I'm a little over time, but I'm so close to feeling satisfied with this. The only thing that I want to add a little more, looking at it right now anyway, is the cloud seems a little underdone. So I'm gonna take this. This was the pen I did it with in the first place. And just add a little bit more. Oh wait, I have a great idea. I'm gonna do hatching. I'll just do hatching in the cloud, and I'll use this really thin, not the thinnest one, but a really thin 01 size pen. Just to show some depth in the clouds, and also just make this, because it just looks underworked, so make it a little bit more interesting this way. So anything going on new with you, Exie? We haven't chatted in a week. I just realized, I think you said you were from Turkey, and there was someone working at the retreat center who was from Turkey. So that's cool. Yeah, I have not looked at any actual, like, cold air breath pictures, so I'm just kind of making this part up. Hopefully it's believable or something. That's okay. Didn't realize I didn't send notifications. Congratulations, is an outstanding bucket list achievement. Yeah, I'm so happy. I usually do not finish anything. Like, I've done other challenges kind of like Inktober, but they're always so hard to finish. But having a focus retreat specifically for it really helps. Okay, the only thing still bugging me is how this one line is a lot thicker than these other ones. So I think I'll use this size 2 and just add a little bit more ink to some areas so that it feels even. So I don't want this one single place that has thick lines. I want it to feel like, oh, there's a little here and there's a little over there. Ooh, I had my English exam for graduate student applications. Wow. How did it go? Do you know? A lot of people around me doing exams, and I'm like so glad that I'm done with that for now. Interesting. graduate student applications, there's a specific subject that you're going to be studying if your application is accepted. I don't know exactly how it works, but I would assume if it gets accepted, you get to study something specific. Let's see. Okay, I'm feeling really close. Let's just maybe do something right here. It's hard to keep the line consistent because I don't want it to look like I went over it and then went over it and like they're not matching. So it's like I gotta just so carefully. Ooh. It was nice. Not announced yet, but I'm confident. Yeah. You got this. Especially, like, we're always chatting, so your English is awesome, so. Don't know yet. I'll decide until January, but I want to study botanic. Oh, like plants. Yeah. So you want to go into science? That would be cool. I love science. I wanted to do science as a degree, but then there was a bunch of stuff that I wasn't interested, like, I don't know, the writing papers and stuff. And I like writing papers for school, but as a job, I don't think I would want to do it. Oh, yeah, I love plants. Oh, cool. Do you have, like, a favorite plant right now? Like, my favorite plant, I don't know if I have a favorite plant. Because I have, like, a favorite fruit, and I have my favorite flower. My favorite flowers are lilacs, because they smell so good. But for appearance, my favorite is, irises, those big bearded irises. Larch trees. Oh, I feel like I heard of those recently. Are those the ones that are like, they have needles and they turn yellow in the winter, but they don't fall off? Is that what that is? I feel like somebody was telling me about that just recently. Probably on the Inktober retreat. Someone was talking about it. Okay, so I think the only other thing I want to do is put a little hatching to show the body leaving a shadow on the ground. You turn yellow and drop their leaves. I'm gonna look it up. I've definitely heard of that. Heard of those. Huh, I'm gonna do it right now. I have my phone right here. Oh. It's so rare the needle tree drops leaves every year and looks gorgeous in every season. Yeah, that has to be. That's so crazy that somebody was just telling me about it and then like it keeps coming up. Larch tree. I'm Googling it right now. Ooh. Oh. I wonder if I was seeing these. Because above, when I was in the plane, I could see, like, there were all these, like, green... So they were, like, all the gray trees that were deciduous trees that had no leaves on them. And then you could see all the, like, gray-green trees that were coniferous trees that just are always green. And then, among them were some... Oh, you can't see because of them. Were some yellow trees, like I'm seeing from the plane, so it's like way high up, but maybe that's what I was seeing. I wonder if there's a species. Oh, distribution. Yeah, let's see where they are. All temperate cold zones of northern hemisphere, from North America to Siberia, Europe, China, and Japan. Cool, so I bet I was seeing them. Wow, so this is your favorite plant. That's so cool. Might use that. I might use that in a, because I love learning about different stuff. So, yeah, that would be a really cool, unusual tree, especially, I'm looking at this picture still. How it's like got the like mountain of brown, gray, the dark green, and then closer up it's light green, and this like bright yellow tree stands out so much. I think it would be great in an illustration as a some sort of, and like creating that environment. Neat. Yeah, I bet I was seeing them. I bet I was seeing those. I was thinking about it. That's so cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do a really big amount of hatching because this backpack is gonna be casting a whole bunch of shadow. The backpack is like bigger than the gryphon, so. Okay, and I think it should be, oh, a little eraser shaving thing. Aw, they're not native to Turkey, so I don't see them so often. Do you have a lot of do you have a lot of coniferous, like pine tree type trees there? I don't actually know that much about Turkey. And I learned a lot about the area in my art history classes, but like not really much modern stuff. So I don't know what kind of like plants and stuff are usually there, or what kind of weather you usually have. Okay, I'm gonna take this all the way up. It's kind of confusing looking, but whatever. That's fine. If this is one of the ones that I choose to send to my patrons, then I'll probably edit this part, because I got a little overzealous with the the shading. So it looks like the ground is curving up. That's not exactly what I was going for. Okay, I think I can just do a little bit more right here. That's good. Okay. It's almost dinner time for me. We went 20 minutes over. I think it was worth it though. I had fun doing this one. I'm gonna do a little bit. I just had a great idea because I drew these feathers right here thinking it's showing that the gryphon is trying really hard, so it's straining, so the feathers are sticking up, and then I just had a thought that some could stick a little bit right here where the backpack is. There. Okay. Alright, no. I was gonna say done for good, and then I realized this line would look way better if it was connected at the bottom. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. I can't stop. Can't stop myself. This is gonna be the last one. I'm not looking anymore. This is gonna be the last one for real, because I am really hungry. It's almost dinner time. So I'm gonna use my size 8 to write. Let's see, what is this? I keep knocking this over and not noticing. Boop. There are so many conifers and pines, but our forests are usually made up from Scots pines. Oh, that would be nice though. Oh. It sounds lovely. I mean, I love forests, so I think it would sound lovely no matter what it had. I like the drawing. It's so dynamic. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've gotten really good, I think, at the dynamic thing. The This has been great practice drawing what, almost, well, now it's been 30 drawings, and the first few were really static and boring, but I feel like I'm getting better and better, and the whole point of Inktober is to like get better, so yay, I'm glad that I did it this year. Okay, so I'm gonna write Inktober 2022. Dang, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. I have one more on Friday. One more drawing. Day 30. Not actually drawn on the 30th, obviously. And it's gear. So this is camping gear. That's what I'm, the angle that I'm taking here is gear as in tools. So where am I going to put my little signature? Let's put it right here. Beep, 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 22. Yay! Whew. Have a nice dinner. Oh, thank you. I hope you have a nice sleep. I hope you're, I mean, if you want to. If you're going to sleep after this, I hope you have a great sleep tonight. Oh, I'm glad I could catch you live. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad that you could stop in too, because I was basically just talking to myself the whole time until you got here. So there's the close-up of it. Yay! Alright, so it's time for me to go have dinner and Exie to go get to bed, maybe. So hopefully I'll see you on Friday. Thank you for watching.